Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. So I want to talk to y'all about the Marvel comic character gods that have been severely depowered. So in this first video, I want to talk to y'all about how Thor, specifically, was the strongest Marvel character. Now it's not that Marvel did not have other gods in there. You know, they had Odin, they had all of the Scandinavian gods, and they had all of the Greek gods. Both Thor and Hercules were members of the Avengers before Monica Rambeau, the first Captain Marvel that was human, took a big clump of them and started working in space. They basically did like the Lantern Corps. You have yay so many sections of the planet that you can take care of. Well, Thor, he went back to Asgard, and Thunderstrike, aka Eric Masters, became Earth's Thor. By decree of Odin, Eric Masters was Earth's Thor, and he got tired of wearing the title after they got into a big fight over a chick. All this is retcon, by the way. I don't even know if Eric Masters still exists in the MCU or in the Marvel Universe in general. But with Thor's strength, Eric Masters was equally as strong as Thor, except for he was a human, where Thor was always a god. He's been a god from the day his name came across the papers of Marvel Comics. And as a god, gods are immortal, and they basically can't be stopped. So, you know, when they made the Thor movie and they downplayed his powers, my feelings was kind of hurt because I was a Thor fan, and I was like, well, you know, Thor's the strongest Marvel character at one time. He literally was the strongest Marvel character. Now, not so much, which is kind of upsetting because I was like, okay, wait a minute. Thor's a god. And if you go by the annuals from like 84 to 94, Thor outlifted everybody. He could lift over 20,000 tons without breaking a sweat, where it took the Hawk a lot more. So when they made Hawk the dominant in the movie universe, I was a little bit thrown back because I was like, that's BS, and it's BS big time. But I don't work for them, so it's not a whole lot I can do. During this time, you know, Stan Lee was in and out of Marvel. But when they did the annuals, they had these magazines like the big magazines like Heavy Metal, or like Playboy size magazines when they did these annuals. And in one of these annuals, they had Thor pick up 200,000 tons, where Hawk could not lift it. Thor lifted it without a problem. And basically, the annual was all of the superheroes on a vacation. If I ever find this book, I know I have it, but if I ever find it, I'll rehash this video. But anyway, that being said, they super downplayed these heroes freaking damn powers, you know. And I mean, they literally super downplayed it because, you know, they stopped Thor being Omega dangerously strong to, well, this is what you got, deal with it. And that's pretty much how it's worked out for the MCU so far. And I don't like that just due to the fact that Thor is way more powerful than what they've made him. And that kind of hurts my feelings. I was like, but Thor is a god. How can anything be more powerful than a god? And then they also made them mortal, which was really fracked up. Because it's like, they're gods. They're not immortal. How is they not immortal? They're gods. No. Now, see, when you do Greek mythology in Twilight of the Gods, where the humans just stop needing the gods, that's kind of how that worked out. Plus, the gods killed the Titans, who were before gods, and this is Greek mythology, so I don't know why Thanos was not a Titan way back in the day. You know, he was not a Titan, so I guess that makes his brother Star Fox or whatever the hell his name is a Titan too. And Titans are descendants of Celestials or some crap like that. So yeah, all this stuff is new to me because it didn't happen when I used to read comics. You know? So I'm like, okay, when did this happen? And when did that happen? And how did this happen? And why is this happening? You know? But for the most part, the gods were top of the line on the food chain. So, what the hell happened? That is the question. What the hell happened? Because I'm at a total loss. I'm like seriously at a total loss on what the hell happened. You know, I've been reading comics for a very long time, and when they depowered the gods, I thought that was probably like the dumbest mistake they ever made. So because they had an Earth representative of Thor, that was Eric Masters. Eric Masters replaced Donald Blake because Donald Blake was the real Thor. He had just lost his memory. So when Eric Masters became Thunderstrike, it wasn't too long after Thor and Eric Masters got to fighting over Circe, who was supposed to be Thor's love, outside of Jane Foster. Because in Asgard, Thor had some girlfriends. You know, Circe was that chick. You know. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, okay, we already know, even though Eric Masters was given the gift of Thor's strength, that he is not going to be able to beat Thor. It's just not going to happen. Which he didn't. And Circe stopped the fight after Thor damn near killed Eric Masters. So for those who don't know who the hell Eric Masters is, he would eventually become Thunderstrike. He was Earth's Thor. Let me make sure y'all up to speed on that. Now, Earth's Thor was just as strong, just not as strong. There's a thing about being the representative of a god, and you can have all the god powers and all the god's weaknesses, and that was Eric Masters. I forgot how he initially got the thing, but when Thor came back to Earth, Thor basically wanted his job back as an Avenger. So Eric Masters would be either on the East Coast or the West Coast. I can't really remember, but he was as powerful as Thor. He just like U.S. Agent John Walker was the replacement for Captain America. It is pretty much the same concept. Now, as you know, Hercules is also an Avenger, and Hercules was just as strong as Thor, but not as strong as Thor. Let me explain why I said it that way, so that you'll understand the concept of the strength difference between Hercules and Thor. Alright, so Hercules is supposed to be insanely strong, son of a god. He's a demigod. Thor is also the son of a god, but Thor's the son of Odin. And Odin is supposed to be the strongest god in the Marvel Universe, except for he's not, because Thor is the strongest god in the Marvel Universe. You see the conundrum I just created? Now, I feel trying to figure out how in the hell did the gods get so damn depowered that they don't have any like stuff, and how did they become mortals? Because at one point they weren't mortals. When the New Mutants went into Valhalla, they had to go through Valhalla to get to Hell to rescue a fellow New Mutant. I'm pretty sure it was Danielle Moonstar that they went to go save, because this happened during the fall of the mutants. Again, all this shit's been retconned, so it doesn't really matter. But the point of the matter is that the gods have been downplayed big time. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, damn it, I hit the wrong button. Oops. Oh, that sucked. Anyway, the gods have been exceptionally depowered. And that was something that bewildered me for quite some time. It was like, how do you depower the gods? And then when the hell did the Celestials become all maleficent and shit? And I don't know where they went wrong. But I know in the late 80s to the middle 90s, Thor was the strongest character. Hercules was coming in a smooth second. And the annual proved that, even gods had immense powers. Then, when they started doing other things, and before Disney acquired Marvel, Which now, if Disney chooses, they can probably bring Oberon in from Gargoyles, because Oberon was the strongest god in the Disney universe, where they had Coyote the Trickster, Odin, all this other stuff. So it kind of depends on what they do. You know. So that being said, you know the gods have been powered down, like big time powered down. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, what the hell happened? Because I mean, Thor was damn near unstoppable, especially when he was going by the name the Almighty Thor. I don't know what went wrong, but I do know that something went wrong somewhere, and then the gods just had no more powers, like at all. I mean, literally, they had no powers. I was like, damn, how are you guys like doing this to these gods? I mean, you can pick up a Thor book, and Thor would be like lifting tanks and all kinds of other shit. And it it was kind of insulting that this could happen. And I'm like, but they're gods. They should be unstoppable. Damn it, I just did that. But whatever it was, that's exactly how it was. The gods went from up here at the top of the food chain to down here. And I know in the first Infinity Wars, in the Infinity Gauntlet saga, or whatever, before it became the Infinity Wars, um, Thor wasn't that weak, and Thanos never would have had a chance against him. And then after that shit, and Civil War and all that crap, everything started changing. I'm like, okay, what the hell? There's a reason why I stopped reading comic books, people. You know, and the main reason is that they like literally ran ruckshot over my X-Men. They destroyed all my favorite characters. Psylocke, while she was Asian, became my favorite character because old Psylocke, while she was European, she basically sucked. Let's keep it real. She basically sucked. She was good, but she wasn't a good fighter. She basically was the weakest link. And then after they went through the Seas Parallax, everything changed. But the Marvel gods, I mean, they went. So somewhere in the 90s, Marvel must have just decided, okay, let's make the gods mortals. Let's depower them. Stay tuned for the second video, because I still have more to say. Just don't want to talk your heads off all day.